this really freaked me out, was Harvey Weinstein kind of sidelined the careers of some promising young actresses who wouldn't sleep with them, right? Maybe, do you remember their names? I forget right now, but they're names that we know. And so they had been in some movies and TV shows and had some level of success, and then encountered this roadblock of they wouldn't become sexual playthings of Harvey. And he's like, oh, all right, you're kind of done. And then essentially the rest of Hollywood, their friends, some of them presumably, right, just said nothing.
That's what's crazy.
Freaked me out. That freaked me out. I'm like, what? You know how eager Hollywood people are to talk about good causes and fighting a good fight and all this stuff? And like, well, your friend has had her career ended because she won't sleep with this rich guy. And like, everybody's silent? What the fuck?
Yeah, well, I mean, an example, I'm a fan of Brad Pitt, love his movies, and I don't know what happens behind closed doors, but Brad Pitt apparently famously, when he was dating Gwyneth Paltrow, who ran into problems with Harvey Weinstein, said, like, threatened to beat the shit out of her, like kill Harvey Weinstein if he went anywhere near her or whatever. But then it's like, that was in the mid 90s, 12, 13 years later, stars in one of my favorite movies of all time, Inglourious Bastards, by the Weinstein Company.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, I mean, selfishly, I'm glad he did. It was a fucking great movie, but
yeah,
you know, we didn't know at the time the darkness of like Harvey Weinstein behind the scenes, but you wonder what that is, that cognitive dissonance or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and even like not necessarily on camera or whatever. If I ever met Brad Pitt and was just talking with him privately, I'd want to ask him about that.
Yeah.
Like,
What's the deal?
What's the calculation?
Yeah.
Was it just were you like, you know what, as long as he's not on set, I'll just fucking do this, and then overlooking things you knew in the past? And do you feel bad about that, or was it more like, well, I guess this is just the way things work and you're accepting it? Which, either one has problems to it, to be clear. But
or, I mean, this is crazy, but like, or is there not an option that's better? You know, like that one made news, but maybe the other producers involved in the other options you'd like a career out of, like maybe they're just not good either.
And there's people where you see stuff that they came up with through Hollywood and you're like, something. There's one I'm thinking of right now that is just so textbook, where it's like, oh my god, he was around that guy who later went to prison for diddling all these. But I don't like to speculate on that publicly because it's a personal thing.
Sure.
I mean, even if they're a star, obviously, you know, I think I've been guilty of that in the past, speculating on some stuff. But you know, there's some sort of darkness there that people don't talk about at dinner parties.
Yeah,
they talk about it at the after party when they're forced to.
For sure.
But it's fucked up.
I had a weird day of I think about this all the time. Sitting around regular day at NYU in the 90s, and we're talking about something, you know, just kind of like gross men touching women, right? And like basically everyone in the room is like, oh yeah, I know that happens. And mostly they're like, oh, you know, like we gotta put a fucking stop to this, right? But there was one woman who was like, no, it's just part of life. You just gotta deal with that. And I was like, this is surprising to me. Like, this is, I'm not gonna say that's like a wrong position, but I think like that person's probably steadier bet to be a Hollywood star than everyone else in the room.
Yes, because they're willing. Psychological profiling, these people are excellent at that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
The predators know when they got one.